Oh my God, do you see that? That's a scratch. My life is over. Or maybe it's not. It's like it was never even there. Proof that flits can actually save your life. So be sure and use the link in the description I got for you guys to help out the channel. And use the coupon code CHANNEL-CGE to save yourself a whopping 20% off all their products. Well guys, I had plans to be doing some other stuff to this car today and making some videos, but something came in the mail for this thing a little bit early and I can't wait on this any longer. Any guesses as to what's in here? You guessed right. Today we are installing these 25mm spacers on the PT-GT. This is huge. People have told me many times before that I should think about doing a spacer or different wheels or something on this car, and I absolutely love the way these wheels look on the car. They're the stock 17-inch 5-spoke chrome wheels, and I really don't want to change those, but something I have been considering doing for quite a while is putting a spacer on it. Now, something I've been a little bit concerned about is these tires. I run a Doral SDL 55, and they are a 215/55, which is a little bit bigger than the stock tire size. Normally, these cars run a 215/50. And I love the way that looks. There's just a little bit more meat on these wheels, but the problem is, as you guys know, this car is lowered and I have different struts on the car as well as the teen lowering springs, and I'm not gonna be able to get it on tape, but literally I cannot even fit my pinky finger in between the wheel and the plate on the strut where the shock rests. And what I'm a little nervous about now, especially with a little bit more negative camber that I'm running, is that new tires will rub, because these tires that are basically bald are still like so sketchy close. Like I don't even know how this works. So before I get the new tires, I wanted to try to put the spacer on. I think 1-inch spacer will be perfect and it'll give me just enough room that I don't have to worry about that anymore, and I can maybe keep this camber that I have going on. It's not a whole lot of camber, but it's a little something. So now is the time to do it. I ended up getting, I believe they are ECCPP spacers. They were actually pretty inexpensive, which made me a little nervous because, as all you guys know, everybody always tells you to never cheap out on your wheel spacers because you don't want your wheel flying off on the highway. But after looking at these, I think a lot of people run spacers similar to this on cars similar to this. Have the same studs and everything. They're billet aluminum, and I think these are gonna do just fine. I've seen people run that same spacer or a very similar spacer on their daily driver for years and not have a problem. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention before that these are hub centric, but you guys probably already figured that out anyways. Of course, I would never run anything that wasn't hub centric on one of my cars. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Let's go ahead and get this car jacked up and get to work. And thankfully, the wheels on my car are actually already concave, whatever you want to call it. They have the little indentations between the holes for the studs, and I'm going to be cleaning all this up. You can see the inside of my wheels. I mean, they look fairly decent from this side. You can see how bad they are on the back, and just all the coating's basically gone. There's still some flaking parts I need to get rid of, and I'm going to be cleaning this area up with a wire brush before we put it on. But at least I'm probably not going to have to cut my studs. That's something I was a little bit worried about, but then I remembered that on these cars, that's not really an issue. And cutting the studs is a little scary because in order to replace the studs on this, well, it's a little bit of a job. This would all have to come apart, and in the front, the whole hub would have to come apart, which is a serious pain. So let's go ahead and test fit one of these babies on there, see where the studs are gonna sit. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. Actually, even if there wasn't an indentation, I probably would be able to get away with not cutting the studs. That's gonna be awesome. But I got both the spacers on this side torqued down. I had somebody come and hold the brakes for me so I could do the rears. But that's all done. I just torqued it very carefully to the manufacturer specification, which in my case is 100 foot-pounds. That should be good. Just, you know, be really careful, double check them all, make sure it is good. Torque them evenly, do the star pattern, and I'm gonna do the same thing, bolting the wheels back up. But before I put the wheels back on, really quick, I'm going to clean them up just very lightly with this wire brush as well. Just like the others, I'm going to torque these to 100 foot-pounds as well, very carefully. Alright guys, got the wheels on, and as you can see, there's a ton more gap here between the wheel and the shock tower. That's going to be great. I'm dying to see what this looks like. Let's lower this thing. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. This is insane. It's flush. Like literally, look at that. Oh, yes. And the rears, which I thought would be in a little bit, and I was a little worried about that, they actually poke out a little bit more. Oh my god, that looks so good. Holy crap, that looks awesome. That looks so good. I cannot wait to pull this thing out and look at it in the light. But I'm gonna go ahead and blast through the other side really quick, and I'll check back with you guys. We'll do some glamour shots. But before I do that, I wanna show before and after. Before, that's what it looks like in the rear, and now, we got some poke, baby. Oh, that's so sick.
Shut that shit down, crush those thoughts and just trust me. What's in your head now? Sometimes think you're better off dead.
Especially like when you look at it from this angle, from a distance. Oh, it looks so good. I never set out to stance this car in any way, shape, or form, and I'm not saying that it's stance now. I know that's kind of a ricer thing to say, but I never intended to ever alter the stance in any way, shape, or form, and it's all Jamie's fault. A couple months ago, subscriber Jamie sent me out some teen lowering springs for this car that were off of his PTGT, and I installed them, and I fell in love with them, and the way it made the car look, and the way it made the car handle as well. And I never intended to put a spacer on it either. I was okay with the fact that I wasn't about that stance life, but once again, I am so glad that I did, because, I mean, just look at that. It looks so freaking good, and I know it's far from stance because, I mean, it passes the fist test, but it's still a lot of gap. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not doing another dang thing to the suspension of this car. It looks so good now. It's just filled out perfectly, still dailyable. I love the way the rear pokes just a tiny bit, and then I love the way the front end looks with this camber. Speaking of camber, there is one little issue that I need to correct, and that is on this side there isn't quite as much negative camber as the other side. I can get it in just a little bit. I had a chance to drive the car a little bit off camera, and you can kind of see here where the tire just slightly rubbed the inside of the fender when I would hit a sizable bump. If I'm real careful, I'm fine, but I really need that little bit of negative camber for these spacers to even work without rubbing. As you can see on this side, there's a little bit more negative camber, and it's just enough that I don't rub. I don't know why, but I just love the way this pokes out just a tiny bit. I know some people aren't gonna like that, but I freaking love it. It just sets off this car's thickness, I guess, because as you guys know, she is a thick girl. When you keep looking at your car, you keep staring at it, you keep wanting to just look at it all day, you know you have the right car, I guess. So I guess that's all I have for this video. I will keep you guys updated on the camber issue, but stay tuned. I got a lot more awesome stuff coming. The next video you see will be on this car as well. We're going to be doing some stuff to the front end, and I think you guys are going to enjoy that video. I also got a couple little special surprises in that video. We're going to be doing a few little touches to the car that I think you guys are going to like, so be sure and stay tuned for that. If you have not already, be sure and go smash that subscribe button. If you guys have any questions about the spacers, if you're thinking about installing them on your own PT, be sure and let me know in the comments down below, or send me a DM on Instagram or something. And also, if you like the look of the spacers like I do, be sure and go smash that thumbs up button. And again, guys, thanks for watching this quick little channel C.G.E video. You rock, God bless, and I will see you in the next one.